Okay, welcome to part two of a live stream I started earlier today. If you want to know more about Suno Studio and Logic Pro working together, go check that one out. Just go to my channel. You can see the earlier live stream. We had a really good audience, a lot of good viewers making comments and talking. And so I think it's worth checking out. I've been messing around with Suno Studio ever since and just trying to figure it out and learning about it. I've discovered a few things, and so that's what where this stream is going to be about. It's a little bit more about Suno Studio directly and some of the things, but we will still tie it back to Logic Pro as well, because I think it's worth we're talking about how this tool works with other tools. But I got to tell you, this is one of those moments I think with a tool where I use it and I think, huh, okay, there's a lot of ripple effects that are going to happen, and it will, I think, set kind of an interesting standard for what people think their audio tools can do and what they should do. And so we're going to find out. I mean, we're going to find out what this will lead to down the line. But I got to tell you, right this moment, it's I'm having lots of mixed emotions about it because of what I know this is capable of doing. I'm just going to play a little bit more. This is the song I was playing earlier. Most of it was started in Logic 100%, and now I've slowly replaced a bunch of parts to it. But I thought it was interesting, one part of this. Let me play it, and I'll see if you can tell maybe some of the influences of what Suno was doing for it. Hopefully it's not too loud. I haven't really got the gain structure set up for Suno Studio, but just let me know if it's too loud and the comments are too soft. Let me go back to the beginning, actually. There we go. And here I sit tonight on the road forever. Feels alright. It's all I know. I left the home so long ago. I don't recall an address. It's alright. I'll see another song tonight. So not perfect, right? But there's some things to know about what you just heard. One of them is that at least half of the parts now have been AI generated, and they're matching the timing, the harmonies, and general style of what the original was, all without having to do hardly anything. Those were 2 or 3 word prompts, sometimes 3 or 4 word prompts, but short prompts, not long prompts. The last piece of guitar that I added, this is the last thing I added a little bit ago. Here it is soloed. So interesting, right? Because it almost doesn't sound like a guitar. There are definitely guitar parts to that, but it's more of an interpretation by an engine of a stylistic choice. And so, yes, in a mix, it's going to sound like a guitar part. By the way, the prompt that I got to that was, and you can't use band names when you're asking for prompts. So you have to use them without the name, or, as I discovered today, you can type in Pink Floyd hyphen esque. Pink Floyd hyphen esque. So it's Pink Floyd esque guitar solo. And that's what it gave me, which it sounds Pink Floyd esque, right? I don't think there's any denying that that could be like a backing guitar part from one of the Pink Floyd tunes along the way. So, okay, so it's really low. I can turn it up some. Well, that was low just now, but when I play the entire thing, I think it was a little louder, but I'll turn it up either way. Maybe I'll turn down my headphones because, like I said, gain staging and live streaming is always interesting when you're using new tools. Cool. So Plastodon says, I listen to some songs people have made, and it does bum me out that all those years of learning how to play and plugins purchased were made into trash. No, of course not. I mean, there's still something about being able to do it without using this. But it's a new world, right? And so that's interesting. I will also say, between earlier and now, the MIDI function started working, if you want to call it working. So what happens is, let me see, just so a lot of guitar up here. So I can now right click on this and say get MIDI, and it'll think for a minute and it'll give us some MIDI output. And the MIDI output so far from everything I've gotten is not great. This is the most beta part of this beta. Again, we're on beta version 1 is what they're calling this. But I did want to, because we had talked about this earlier, I just wanted to show you what the MIDI looks like, assuming that this will download. So that was a guitar part, and not great, but we'll see what happens here. So after it spins around for a little bit, it should do a little download indicator, and it'll go down to my download folder, and I can just bring that into Logic. And we'll take a look at it because there's some really interesting things about it. I did the strings from this, and there's like no velocity at all. And it comes with some like weird program change information and some other things. They need to really better filter out what the MIDI does at the end of this. So let me show you what that looked like. So MIDI file behind the screen there. Okay, we'll put it right here. I'm not going to change or alter the information from the tempo. No. So this is from that guitar part, the MIDI data. So you can see it's all like the highest velocity that we got. Is it the highest? Let me look. Yeah, it's like top velocity, 128 all the way. So that's not really useful. And it was a guitar part, so it loaded up a piano by default. So it gave us a program change for a piano. And then let me just maybe easiest to just pull an acoustic guitar first, even though it wasn't acoustic guitar. So I mean, it is MIDI, right? It is MIDI. And it is approximately the notes that were played up here. But it's missing a number of things there. And so it's simplified MIDI without velocity, without any of the subtle things, but MIDI nonetheless. So we have some MIDI export from some of these tracks. I was bummed quite sincerely. Here, let me do this. This is the drums I'm using right now. Okay. Drums. Let's hide those multi-lanes. Right, wouldn't it be cool to get the MIDI from all of the drums and then be able to just assign a new drum kit? Well, I was disappointed unless between now and about 45 minutes ago they've changed the entire drum MIDI engine here. It doesn't do what I was hoping for. It does some of the melodic instruments like the guitar and the keys. Even the brass did something in the strings, but the drums were one of the weird ones. I'll show you what it looks like, but it's missing quite a bit of the information. And so there we have the download. Let's pull in the drums. Oh, actually, I take it back. They might have fixed it in the last hour. Seriously, I feel like since this morning when I did the other stream until now, they've been adding or fine-tuning some of the features along the way. Because that is more information. I have this saved in a different project, so I can verify to you that that was not the case. So maybe it's like there's some people behind the scenes working hard today over at Suno. Again, don't give me a program choice, but let's do drum kit designer. Wouldn't this be like the heaven on earth if they let us do drums? So those ones are in the weird place. So we might have to just change some notes around, but that's promising. Okay, so let's go back to Suno and hear those by themselves. Okay. I was prepared to just hate on their MIDI export, but literally I did the exact same MIDI export about an hour ago and it was broken. It gave me MIDI, but it wasn't all the notes. Certainly wasn't broken out by notes, and now it is. So I don't know. Maybe there's somebody behind the scenes working. Maybe it's just overload and can't handle everybody using it. I don't know, but that was the best so far. So that gives me some hope that we can do this with various styles of drums. In fact, why don't I real quickly add a new track and make myself a new section here, and we'll do some more drums, and we'll do like a metal version, right? Okay, cool. One word, metal. Okay, Placidon says, the day of the campfire guitar is gone. Burst out your iPad in the middle of the wild with a satellite connection, a Bluetooth speaker, and you're set. By the way, Placidon, not to confirm what you just said, but this last summer I went camping with family, my father-in-law and some in-laws, nephews, nieces. And we were sitting around at the shore of our campsite, and I pulled out Suno, and we made Suno songs. So you're totally right. Louis says, what I do is give to Suno my own song and arrangements, and based on that, I ask them to provide an enhanced version, and then I look at that idea and recreate the song and modify. See, that's not a bad way of using it. I don't think so. Here's the new metal drums. That's not. That's not. I mean, that's like the same exact thing as the other one. I wonder. Here, let's delete that. Huh. Someone watching, give me a good prompt that you think would work to give us some really like metal drums. I'm the wrong person to make that particular prompt. Oh, Luis, because the stems you get out of Suno don't have. But have you tried, Luis, the new version 5? Because the new version 5, which came out 2 days ago, the stems are much better. I mean, they've redone the whole engine, and so the actual quality has gone way through the roof. Blast it on here. Make me do things. Let's see. Okay. I'll try a couple of these death metal drums. And then we can try some of the ones Plastidon said too. Yeah, I'm trying to only cover one AI at a time. I don't know if I want them thinking I use AI for everything. But we could. Danny's right. We should ask ChatGPT to help us do that. I use that quite a bit when I can't use the name of an artist. I definitely have had it do it. I think that the character count for style prompts in Suno has gotten longer, and so we can actually do more. I believe. I'm not positive. I think it was 500, and now it's 1,000. We'll see. So this thing is also having a hard time because it's having to rely on the rest of the style of the song. We could do this in a different way where we remake the song and have it do different styles. And that is a way of doing it as well. But let's see what this just simple prompt is. And then we'll do a remix on this one drum part and see if we can't do it a different way. Because this is all new and they're creating it as they go, we have to find new ways of thinking about it and doing it, right? It's not like it's the same process of what we've done in the past, because this is all such a new way of thinking about it, a big paradigm shift. We actually have to have our own paradigm shift to actually work with it. So we try something, it works or it doesn't. We try something else, it works or it doesn't. And we figure out what's working through the whole thing. That doesn't look promising. Maybe. Let's go to this section. It's closer. Arguable. Ugh.
And here I sit tonight on the road forever. Feels alright. It's all I know. I left the home so long ago. I don't recall an address.
So we get to figure this out over time and see what we want to use and what we don't. The MIDI export is promising, especially I wanted the drums. Because now I can come over here to these drums and say, get MIDI, and we'll let it do its MIDI thing. By the way, earlier they weren't even taking the 10 credits from it. Something is definitely off with the MIDI today. And I'm assuming they have somebody who's over on the back end. That's the thing about a system like this. It's not like downloading Logic Pro and having to wait for an update. This is all browser based. And so they can make changes from 1 minute to the next, and we wouldn't even know. We'd have to just pay attention. It's happening so quickly, they don't even, as far as I can tell, have a manual you can read about this. And so I think that's interesting. Okay, let's see. Oh, don't want to close that. X drum kit. Let's just get rid of those things. Let's see. We'll go back to here. Yeah. I mean, the right notes, but it's not in the general MIDI. That looks a little suspicious. But it just take a little bit of, I think they should put that more into a more tighter MIDI, general MIDI configuration, and I think we'd be fine. But the data's there, we can figure it out. And now we can make any drum style we want according to our song, have it in MIDI, go through, do some velocity sculpting and assigning to the right drums, and we're off to the races. So that's not a bad thing. It actually did sound half time there, except if you listen at the beginning of this particular pattern, it was that one hit. It was like that. It's like some nice ambience coming through. And we can actually open up the lane here and see if we had a better other version of that. Interesting. But we're not having to worry too much about quantization or alignment. It's doing a lot of that work for us. My guess, honestly, this is a guess, I would love to talk to them, but the fact that we're getting MIDI out of this stuff means that it's likely that they're using a MIDI-based kind of engine to create some of this in the first place. I mean, there's nothing really out there that's quite so fast. And here's like the guitar part that's doing like that kind of analysis, note for note, right. Ugh. So my guess is that that's part of the initial process, or they're using some other system, but it translates really easily to MIDI. I don't know. I think that we're okay. My voice is only changed on this because I did the stem extract, but I haven't put any effects or anything on the voice. No. So the voice in Suno of mine is just because of the stem extract, which I'll solo it out for a second if I can. All these colors are so great until they're not. There they are. And actually they messed up. I need to redo that one. If you hear the beginning, it's totally jacked up.
And here I sit tonight on the road forever.
And that stem extract is not great. Here's what the originals sounded like.
And here tonight on the road forever feels alright. It's all I know. I left the home so long ago, I don't recall the address anymore.
So I wouldn't use the stem extract in Suno for a track that's not made in Suno. The ones you do in Suno are much better because they're going to the original source material and not extracting it the way that we're extracting everything else. As an example, let's see, drum, 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 eating lunch. That one has a lot of hiss in it. It needs to be redone anyway.
How many times have I told you?
So you would think, and let's actually do a new project, and I'll put that one in. You would think, because of all that hiss, that it has a lot of hiss on all the tracks. Well, this is a great example. Let's do it. Let's see what it sounds like when you do the stem extraction. I think that may be an AI type flaw, where it's trying to emulate a certain sound and it puts in the hiss, but I don't think that's on all the tracks. So we'll try it here for a second. Plastidon Logic has audio to MIDI conversion for a long time, but only monophonic sounds. So you can't do sounds with polyphony. So here's that song, which is, I don't know if you gathered, but it's the prompt had something to do with Bob Dylan. Weird, that is so much faster than the original. That is bizarre. So they're still working out bugs. I mean, I'm hearing them. This is not. Let's see. Follow track. I don't know where. I don't know if that would even tell me where that one was.
I don't want that in my sandwich, and you still put it in.
So all that hiss is in this synth track, which I don't even know why that's there, but
how many times have I told you I don't want that in my sandwich, and you still put it in? Take it out.
oh, I see what happened. Number one, first of all, this is one of the worst ones I've heard from the version 5. It's not great. Nope.
A bite of sunshine on my plate, chasing hunger, it's getting late. The sandwich grin.
Okay, we'll use this one. Sometimes when you get one that has flaws, you just have to remaster it and it's fine. This one seems to have a lot better. The reason why the tempo was wrong, that last one, is because I didn't bring in the original track into the project. I just did the stems and it put them at the bass 120. But this one will be right. Probably. Who knows? Yeah, they've never been able to get you can't ask for a Bob Dylan vocal in the first place. But stylistically, they try to match it, but they're never going to build a voice that sounds like Bob Dylan, because Bob Dylan's voice isn't what people are wanting in the first place. I mean, general public. I would love it if they could do a Bob Dylan voice. Okay, we've almost got the stems here for this one. What I'm trying to demonstrate right now is the quality of the new version 5 engine and the fact that we're not having as much of the issues. So here's this.
A bite of sunshine.
Here, let's just do.
Eating love. Oh, what a thrill.
So here's the bass. It's like I can still hear some of that AI gunk in there, but it's so much better than it has been in the past. I mean, saying something's better than it was, does that mean it's good enough? It's not 100% there yet, but it's getting close. Here's the drums. Oh, there's the hiss. And there's a problem here. You can hear this has guitar and stuff in it as well, which means it's not drums. Let's do a new track real quick. And we'll see if we can't. Man, they're off. Yeah, we're fine. Let's do just drums here, and we'll see if it can match. We won't even give it a style. We're just going to let it match the song, see if it will. Anyway, again, relearning how we do things with a system like this, because it's not going to just react how you want it to the first time without us knowing how to make it do a certain thing. Yeah, so we'll test out, so Ragged Rec, we'll test out the MIDI on this one too with the drums. But let's see if we can't get a clean set of drums in the first place without a guitar also happening at the same time. I don't know, I'm curious. I didn't do a prompt for the style. It's like, I want to know what that does. It should try to match the project. But maybe it'll do something completely unexpected. I don't know. This is what engineering has become, staring at waveforms moving across the region. That's where we're at now. Mic mix, I don't know. One thing that the general population has taught us is that that's not true. That people are okay with non-real musicians. I don't know. I'd love to believe that, but I don't have a lot of faith in the humans you're talking about. It has to give me a bass. I don't want a bass. I want drums, but
It's alive. This little feast is mine, all mine. Eating lunch. Oh, what a thrill. Bite by bite, I'm chasing the fill. Crunch and chew my midday parade. Eating lunch, my hunger's obeyed.
and I was watching a video earlier about how we can drag these over to the left side and I want to see if it'll do a trumpet solo for us. We'll see. Oh, there was something else that I was supposed to do. We'll see if it works. I don't want a whole song, but we might be getting a whole song. There's just not enough documentation about this at this point. We'll see. Ragged says it'd be cool to see the bass export and then use something like Easy Bass or Modo Bass. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities here for what are going to be happening and ways that we can use this. I think. I feel like there's some strong collaborative things. If Logic could just analyze an audio track for its chords and put them in the chord track. Seriously, I keep on saying there's only this that I would wish Logic Pro could do, which of course is my main workstation. If it only could do this, that would be the thing right now. It can do everything else I want. I just want to be able to like take one of these songs, dump it into Logic, have it already know the tempo, which it can do, and then know all the chords and put them in the chord track, which it cannot do. And from there, then I would be happy. Maybe if it had a session guitarist as well, then I wouldn't need anything like this. I would just have Logic Pro session players do our guitar work for me. But right now, the chord track in Logic is one of the most promising, yet one of the most stunted features in any workstation out there. Okay, we're still letting these songs try to do this. I don't know why it's taking so long. Oh, it got stuck while generating. Okay, thanks. Trumpet, solo brass, maybe some advanced options. Audio influence 100%. Style 100%. Weirdness 0%. Let's try it again. Says I got stuck. It gave me my credits back. Come on, you can do it. I just dragged the vocals in, so it should be basing it off of the vocals. But I don't know if it'll do it or not. We'll find out. Cool. Let's just let that do the things in the background. So Danny, it's not about extracting the chords. I can extract the chords, but it's entering them into the chord track in Logic, which takes forever because you have to do them one chord at a time, typing it in or hitting it on the MIDI keyboard and then tabbing to the next one. That's the part that I find. I mean, I can get the chords, I can hear the chords and play them. I just want it to skip the part that's the work in the middle and just do it straight. That's what I was more referring to than anything. It's like the chords are easy to find. We always use the same chords for almost everything, unless you're doing some relatively fun, complex music. But if you're just doing normal pop rock stuff, those are like the same few chords for everything. HST says, apologies if I missed it earlier, but I'd love to see if you can feed in a human track and ask it to provide harmonies based on the existing chords. Kind of. I mean, let me go through the remix feature in a second, which is maybe the closest way. There's no like harmony addition button. There's no way to add a harmony right this moment and just to do that. But there are some ways of maybe thinking about it differently. Man, they can't do it. They cannot do what I'm asking to. I will need to figure that out. Cool. Maybe let's go back to my other project for a moment. The one from Logic, which I mean doesn't have the best vocals because they're stem split, but let me think about this for a second. So if I were to add a new track to this and we do backing vocals, I wonder if I leave the lyrics and the styles empty, if it will do backing vocals for the song that we have. Let's try it. So we'll look into it HST for a moment. And Plastidon, so the Jam Along With You feature, if right now we take this as ground zero, then even this in the future should be able to jam along. We just need really fast computers, right? Ooh, something I don't understand in the chat. Somebody translate. Let me know what that means. Do I need to put them in timeout? Okay, we have some backing vocals coming. I didn't give it any instructions. I just said make some backing vocals. So we'll solo the original track and the backing vocals one so we can hear what it did. Do 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 do. It is. I mean, it's not a long song. This is just an excerpt. So I'm imagining if you're doing a full song that this would take longer. And I'll recap a couple of the other features. Probably the most powerful one is being able to just do small selections on empty tracks and figure that out. But let me see what this sounds like. Okay, first let's just do. Whoa. Just for the record, there's no backing vocals in that whatsoever, even though that's what they called the region. So I don't know what that's about. Let's try. Ugh. Man, I really want to break into that though. New project. Let's rename it backing vocals. So chill song is on the desktop. We'll try. Ooh, maybe not. Hold on, let me think. Let me think about this for a second because I wonder.
It's all alright.
Let's just do that. Let's just do that one track by itself. So what I'm doing is just exporting the vocals, I guess, first. And I'll import the vocals in and see if it can do what it can do with that. This will be a good test. I actually speak a little bit of Russian, but I don't read Russian. I speak Czech fluently. That's the language, my second language. So through that, Gavru Paruski. But I don't read it at all. Y'all had to use a different alphabet. So here's the audio of just my voice that I'm uploading. And then from there, I will try to get it to do some sort of backing vocal. So we need to do a new track, select it like that. We'll do backing vocals. See, I wish I could have it do the lyrics already. I don't have the lyrics written out. We'll just make it have a style. And we'll see what that does. Placidon says, this is what would be useful if you can sing a part in not great quality and Suno will put a new voice in tune instead. And I mean, yes. I mean, it can kind of already do that. It's not 100%, but I'll show you that in a second. The remix feature is what that is really, where you can change it to any style with and different vocalists. And if you set your settings correctly with the audio influence, then it will keep the timing and it will keep the chords. And so you could just pull that out. But I'm just curious with the backing vocals if I have to have the lyrics in here, which it may need. I wonder, backing vocals. Okay, so there are. Okay, this is probably going to be instrumental since I didn't have lyrics. And here I sit tonight on the road forever, feels ill right. It's all I know. Yeah, so that's not what we wanted. Let's do it one more time. This time I'm actually, it did an analysis of my lyrics when I imported the song. So let's use the actual lyrics and create those. Well, we're going to keep trying a couple things here. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Ragged. This is like a floodgate right now. Suno is not the only one at the party, not even close. And there's other companies that were doing a variety of things, which are all great. We're just happened to look at this because it came out today. But I mean, there's so many other awesome options. I find it overwhelming because everything costs money, right? It's like I hate spending money on everything. And so I'm just trying to figure out which things make the most money or most sense to spend the money on. And right now, for a few reasons, which I'll, as soon as we finish this little demo here, I'll show you the reason. I'll show you the thing that makes me want to keep using this particular platform. I showed it earlier today a little bit, and now that the MIDI export seems to be kind of working, that helps. But with this, I'm not so sure. We're doing a lot of sitting and waiting right now. But that's okay. I'm sure they have a ton of people. So that, again, does not look like vocals. I left the home so long ago. I don't understand why when I ask it for backing vocals, it gives me that. I don't know. Let's just do this little section right here. Vocal. Cool, create. Maybe if it's short, it'll be faster. Please. And then we'll go back to what I was going to demonstrate next, which is the remix function, which I find really useful because, yeah, it's not going to do it.
And here it's alright.
What does it even
And
do?
here I sit tonight.
It can't help but put guitar in things. It's worse than a guitar player. Just turn off your amp for a few minutes, dude. Oh, okay. I'm mostly joking, but also dead serious. Okay, so let's do upload chill song. This is the same one that we've been working on. I'm trying to keep it at least a little consistent. And we're going to do a remix of this. Chill song. Is it down someplace here? Right here. So this is it right there.
And here I sit tonight.
So this is the original. Let's copy over here to remix. And it's going to do its little analysis and hopefully get our words for us. And once we do this, then let's see, it got my words in there. Country. See, we'll do pop, country. And I'm going to, down below, I'm going to make this a female voice for the moment, but keep my style influence all the way to 100 and the audio influence all the way, and then the weirdness down. And we're just going to try create it. And then it's given us this new versions that are loading. It'll take maybe who knows how long. 4 of them down below have been working endlessly. So, okay, that worked. I mean, it worked. It did it. It made it longer, which is interesting because I didn't want it longer, but you know, whatever. So now, when I've done this with other songs, I've definitely done the stem split, and used parts of it in my songs. And so I think that that's interesting. Let's see what it did for us.
Here I sit tonight on the road forever. Feels alright. It's all I know. I left the home so long ago. I don't recall the address anymore. It's alright. And so I'll sing another song tonight. It'll be alright. Here we are. I know it's all I've ever known. Here we are. It'll be alright.
Okay, so it just did like a revamp of what I did in a different style with a different singer. I mean, here's where I think it's interesting because you can do the stem extract, have all of that version, pull those into Logic, re-record the vocals, use something else. If you really want to do a different voice with something that's like a rough voice, you want to use something like Automy or something else like that that does voice specific AI creation, and not something like this where you're having to guess at how to get it to do it. But So we bring this in, insert, or we can download them all. But here, when we insert, then I can come through and be like, well, I want the drums as MIDI because I want to replace those drums using my own drums so they don't have like that weird AI hiss on them. Let's hear what they sound like though. So I hear AI most of the time in things like the reverb tails and the cymbals of drums. And so if I can get the MIDI into the drums into MIDI format and then work with this, I can even make that vocal sound fine. But all the rest of this stuff, I think, is not bad. It's like getting better and better each version they do. We're on version 5 of Suno. Wait till we're on version 10, right? It's gonna be imperceptible from real recordings. It's like it gets better every single time. So we got our drums. We could download the rest of these stems. I wonder what some of these tracks sound like. Let's do it from here. The bass is like back over here. Whatever this is. Tonight. I mean, I wouldn't mind if we could also have a button that said, take off all the effects from the voices. I mean, geez. And here I sit tonight on the road forever. It's alright. It's all I know. I left the home so long ago, I don't recall. So better and better. Each time that they do a new thing, it just gets better and better. Yeah. Well, I mean, Placidum, we're already there. Jeez. We're already to the point where if the internet goes down, people are lost. I mean, this is gonna sound so petty, but I take my kids camping, and I only like to go camping where there's still some sort of signal for my phone. Because oh man, don't put me in the wilderness for a few days with kids and no internet. Jeez, that would be insanity. Ugh. There's not RJ Strange as far as I can tell. But I mean, again, I liked switching my song into different styles. But I also don't mind then like putting my own voice or some other voice on top of them. Let's see if we can do another example. Where's there? Too many files get created so fast. Chill song. And here. That's what it gave us, but it actually tries to give you the style of something that happens. Let's see. And this worked for me earlier, but I bet you they'll like. If I just put an esque at the end, we'll just do Pink Floyd-esque version. Create. Let's see if it lets that stuff slide through. I mean, it's doing it. I don't know if it's going to sound like Pink Floyd, though. Come on. Let me hear it. It hates us. Um, let's just get rid of this other one for a minute. Okay. Let's see if it did anything. I did have it do a girl voice on accident, but okay, let's switch that. We're going to do Italian opera. I don't think we can have it translate for us. So let's do a Baroque opera. This is where it gets kind of funny. For any of you who have never messed around with this, aria. This is where it gets a little bit like, I mean, so far we're doing like kind of certain genre with this, but it can do so much. Um, I'm just catching up with some comments, but there's a lot of stuff. The leveling up is what's impressive. It's not so much you can look at this and say like, well, that's done. I mean, that's perfect. No, but if you go back to Suno in version 1 or any of these things in previous versions, we've definitely come a long way. I made one big mistake. So in your advanced sliders down here, you get to put the audio influence. And so I'm going to put the audio influence down quite low because I want the style influence to be full steam ahead. So let's try that one more time with the original audio influence. So we're looking at influence. We don't even get to say exact same or clone. It's just like, well, this is how much influence you're going to be able to put on something. Awesome. Great. Perfect. But I will check these out here. I could have just done on that one. Shoot. Okay, cool. This is the influenced one by the style, not by the original song. Oh my gosh. This is where I just lose all faith in humanity. That has nothing to do with a Baroque opera. Sorry. So some styles it doesn't do well with, clearly. Or maybe I should say, if I really wanted to do something like that, then we would go to the create function and do it here instead of in the studio, where we don't necessarily have to use that engine and we can get the actual song what we want. Okay, so back to actually maybe the last thing I'll have time for here. So what I was showing earlier and what I will, it's the hill I will probably die on with this right now, is that the feature that blows me away the most. And we can go through and clean up so much of this this track. We don't have to use all of this stuff. let's get rid of a bunch of it. I think I can make them teeny. Guitar, turn them off. Vocals, I think I have to leave on. Let's see how this goes.
And here I sit tonight on the road forever. Feels so wide. It's all I know. I left the home so long ago. I don't recall an address anymore.
So for those of you who are watching this for the first time, the thing that I think is really revolutionary here is not that it can create things. I think we've seen that a lot, but this is the part where if I wanted to come into just a section and have it do something, I did like some organ earlier. So what else? It's like, I don't even know. We'll do a custom one. We should really try to push it a little bit. Penny, whistle, solo. Great. But it can create little bits and pieces, and it will fit into all of the parts of the song that you're having it built up against. So you don't have to do full parts. You can just do little pieces or add a solo here or add a drum break or add, maybe change how the bass is going, but just for a teeny little bit. I like that I can now work intermixed with all the tracks in a way that makes the song more interesting.
It's all I know. I left the home so long.
I mean, that's what I want in any other workstation I use. I just want to be able to make a selection and say, hey, for this little bit right here, give me, and then it's something, right? Gospel, choir, the blues, right? So gospel choir for this section on the same track and everything. It doesn't matter. It's just a place for an audio file. But that little whistle thing was pretty cool. It fit right into the song, tempo, harmony. Not perfect, but again, I mean, what did it just do? How did it, how does it go through and figure all that stuff out in that amount of time? I don't think this one looks promising. Yeah, that gospel choir is amazing. I don't know. We'll just leave that off. Create it in that place. It didn't actually work. It was just silence. So one of my favorite features of this program is only working half the time. I love it. But it is cool. Let's see. I'm going to do this one last prompt and we'll see if it works. The largest chunk you can do, you can do up to 8 minutes. That's the length. That's the maximum song length. And you can do a chunk up to that amount. I don't know why it's not wanting to do anything with that. Let's just do a choir. Let me think of another example because it sounds like the gospel choir thing is not working. I don't know. It's kind of bumming me out that I really thought that would potentially work, but what do I know? Even with these individual tracks, I believe you can do up to the full 8 minutes is what I'm thinking. Come on. See, something's going on right now. It's giving me silence. Maybe because there's no style attached, but I did it with a whistle. Who knows? Day one, clearly they've got some bugs. because it looked like there was audio and then it went to 0. Okay, this is a great place. Toby says, what happens if the song makes it to the billboards? Who gets paid, you or Suno? You get paid for sure. Suno has the ability to use showcase the song, but you'll be the one who owns the rights to it for sure. Awesome. Anyway, I gotta go. I got an errand to run. Thanks everybody for watching. Awesome talks. What a great group. And that's it. We're pulling the plug. See you later.